meeting to order. Have no alternates. Approval of minutes. 2025. All those in favor?
Actually, I don't know that you have to have a phone. Yeah, you know.
And then it's been approved. The fire department request for $16,000 repairs to tanker 149, Tom Snyder.
Yes, okay, so during our routine maintenance on that truck, tank 149, which holds 3,000 gallons of water. It's our second due to any fire call, to provide water to it. So it goes out quite a bit, it goes out a lot on mutual aid. But during routine maintenance, the mechanic found a water leak. And I was hoping it was just plumbing, but unfortunately it's not. They found, took it to the shop, did further investigation, found out the tank was cracked. The actual water tank that holds the 3,000 gallon.
Stainless.
It's plastic. So they can fix it, it's lifetime warranty. But the cost of the repairs and stuff are, they have to dismantle the whole truck. Take all the cabinetry off the outside, take all the sheet metal off the outside, take the tank off, and have it repaired. That we really have to put it all back together again. So, when they got it in there to determine exactly what it was, they found that's what it was, and that has to be done, and they found a, leak in the radiator for the engine is also part of the quote, which is, I believe $4,000 of it. I don't have the exact numbers right in front of me because we're trying to negotiate down a little bit from this price to say, hey, come on. You know, if you're doing one repair, do both and get them done, but, so the engine radiator has leaked, needs to be replaced. That's a $4,000 item. The tank of water, like I said, is the remainder. So we can't put it in the budget, obviously, and it was last minute catastrophic, repair that we didn't expect. And
Is there anybody you can get a second quote from or anything?
nobody else does the work. We have one person that does all the fire truck work in the state, and they are the ones that deal with the tank repair.
But they have to do the radiator, that's not a more repair.
Yeah, with the radiator, I already got a second quote on, and it was about the same number. So again, I'm trying to work both repairs in one shop to say, do it a little bit cheaper, but the number I have right now is the 16. And I don't know, but I emailed Don, and I believe on 17, can you do it? Sure.
On 17, or the agreement, the signed agreement, and only used for expenditures that are planned. So, 117 is not an option for us, as it's not a budgeted CIP from Fund 17 item.
I have one last
Yep.
question. Obviously you guys are working with salt fire. How's this truck factor into like with your equipment?
So far, there's not been much discussion on the apparatus, but like I said earlier, this is imperative to any fire call we have, because we don't have water all the time, and this holds the water. So again, we have one EP that comes in from this end of town anyway, and it comes in and we'll start packing the fire in this truck that I'm talking about, tank 149, comes in behind it, hooks up to it, and provides the water to continue the operation until other people can get there and stuff like that on the truck.
How long is the repair expected to take on?
They say the end of the month we can have it done, but I have to, you know, move forward on it. It's 2003 truck is in great shape otherwise. And when the water leak came up, like I said, I was hoping it was a plumbing repair, a plumbing problem, because I never expected it to be a poly tank, but it is a plastic tank, and that's what they found.
Oh, can I just ask you, is it, is it standard to have, you know, a poly tank inside, you know?
Yeah, most trucks do now. And that's the operation, that's most of our trucks, I mean, our truck, they all have a poly tank. The stainless and the metal tanks always end up cracking and not rusting with stainless, but you have the same issue. The polys are pretty normal for the business.
Is this a semi-regular happenstance, and this happens before the truck's life expires, or can you go with the whole, you know, the whole, without having this problem?
I've never heard of them cracking, so it's very rare. Like I said, the truck gets a lot of use, a lot of calls, it goes to a lot of mutual aid, which models of the truck has. So like I said, every time there's a fire anywhere nearby, that truck will call.
I'd like to move the Board of Finance authorize an additional appropriation of $16,000 from the anticipated general fund balance to line item 010.004 transfer to the fire department.
I'll get you through this one and we can take over. Any other discussion? Okay. Well, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, motion carries. You're on, Bruce.
You know what? I should have met
You sentimental guy, you.
Okay, appropriation request for library repairs, Steve Ossier. You on?
Yep. I am here. Hopefully you can hear me okay.
Good.
Cool. Yes, so I believe I forwarded the information on to Donna. This was regarding the gutters, which were a part of this CIP for the building envelope. We went out to bid. We did have 3 or 4 vendors come out. We probably made a dozen phone calls. Only had 2 or 3 people actually come out, and only one formally submitted a bid. Another vendor had reached out for a quote, but they didn't include half of what was included in the bid. So we had a quick phone call and just said it wasn't going to work out. That and they needed to fill out the formal bid paperwork, and they got pretty antsy about it. So we had one bid for the gutters and the heating elements near the front of the building. And the quote we received from the bid was $18,500. One of the biggest driving costs for that was the getting someone up that high in that part of the building. For those that did the CIP tour, they might have, when we opened the doors and looked up, you could see how high it is. They wanted to get a cherry picker truck. Nobody wanted to rent to them because they were very worried about the truck rolling over in the back. They also tried to get another device to, I forget the name of the device, but just something smaller that could lift someone up to do the gutters, and same issue. So they had to go to scaffolding. They're trying to keep that price as low as possible, but they said that was one of the driving costs for the project was the rental, just because of the sheer height of the building in that section.
So say that again, how many contractors looked at this?
We had 3 contractors look at it. 2, one did a full walkthrough. We talked about it. That was the one that did the quote, but didn't do the full bid application. One person came out, we walked around, I gave him a copy. He said, okay, I'll get back to you. Never did. We probably called about a dozen roofing contractors and gutter contractors, and a lot of them just said, sorry, you don't do commercial. Or I'd email them a copy of it and they said, sorry, we don't go that high. But yeah, the Premier was the only one that really put in the effort. They came out multiple times. They were, pretty eager to do the project versus some of the others that we reached out to seemed kind of half-hearted.
It just sounded odd that nobody would, I mean, we're not talking the Empire State Building here.
The building's extremely high,
Yeah.
2 or 3 stories.
Really
So I was talking to a quote here once, there's nowhere to fall it up.
I mean,
I agree. It's definitely it's not it's not a major height, but yeah, it was when I showed people and some of them just got skittish about it. It was weird. Even for commercial, but a lot of people I tried to reach out to and we called, so they did some commercial, but it was definitely more like your average storefront, like maybe like the Phelps Corner Plaza, like maybe going up that high for commercial. They when they just saw our building, they didn't have interest, but Premier did.
Donna, can I just ask you about the LoCIP funding, the entire project, is that likely to be covered by LoCIP?
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe, Donna could clarify that, sorry.
That's correct.
Okay, so that's already in the planning, I mean, that we've got that earmarked,
Yes.
and remind me again, LoCIP covers what kinds of expense, what's it limited to? It's all like,
Town-owned buildings, I think.
okay.
Yes.
Well, for discussion, at least, I'll move to please consider recommendation that the Board of Selectmen call a town meeting to appropriate 18,500 from LoCIP to account number 02-2029 to install new leaf gutters at the Wellington Public Library.
Second.
Sorry, I got
No,
a question,
I think-
seeing how it just came to me. Isn't it 20,000 now?
It is $20,000.
You don't have to go to town meeting,
LoCIP always goes to.
all those stuff always has to go to town meeting, okay,
Surplus.
all right.
We have an expert in the room.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna be for 2 weeks, cause I'm leaving in the morning. I'm taking this up. All right, that's fine, I'm sorry. I was focused on the cash amount instead of where it was coming,
So is it 18,500 or 20,000?
It's 18.
It's 18,500, but and you don't have to go to town meeting till it's
Unless
over
you're about
20,
to.
except if it's LoCIP, and then.
Okay, so made a motion, I seconded it.
any more discussion, I mean, I guess as long as copper makes to aluminum okay without any corrosion. Now, opposite, it was true, but. Thank you. It should be, all right.
It would be nice.
We wanna,
It would be nice to get moving on it before it's serious icy season, so.
okay, all those in favor?
I,
Those opposed? Motion carries. All right,
Thank you.
thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
We'll move on to present to speak again, if anybody is in the room, I don't think there is, Pete, you wanna say anything?
I want to say all kinds of things, but they mostly be inappropriate, so I'll.
that stuff.
G and W?
I've got a couple of things. So first condolences to Donna and Peter Litinsick. Peter's mother passed away last week. They just returned from the funeral as well. Sorry, Peter lost Donna. The second one is Brett, Jason, and Jeff, their last meetings. So thanks.
Not there,
Not necessarily.
Yeah, because
Rick's not right.
I'm
Jason may come
Jason's
back.
running.
Oh, she's not.
Isn't there one more meeting before?
Believe it or not, it's right after the,
Yes.
It is right after.
So by then,
Yeah.
members
so apparently Robin did me a favor.
Look at her. So,
Potentials are gone.
potential.
Well, Britt and Jeff, thanks for serving your community and everything, you know.
It's been a hell of a ride.
I've seen some people online accusing people on the board of finance of getting kickbacks and stuff like that, you
Maybe we
know.
don't.
We're, oh, you mean we do? No, we don't, and you know, everybody volunteers for this position and everybody should, in town should be appreciative of them stepping up to volunteer. Thanks, guys. Jason, maybe you will be here.
We'll see.
Well, it could be under good and welfare, but since we were talking about it, Jeff, it's been really great serving with you, and I hope that when you go forward, if you sort of miss things, you know, that you put your name forward again in the future to do something in the town. There's definitely other things coming up, but anyway, over time, I like that you're fair-minded and that you are very good about the rule book and the guidelines of the Board of Finance. And I appreciate it. I just appreciate having served with you.
Thank you. Some of the entertaining comments.
What was your?
In,
What was your first year?
2003.
That's been a
So
while.
another 55 years, you'd have been like her.
I can make it the first age.
How long though before that? I mean, how long were you on CIP?
Briefly.
Oh, were you? I thought you were on that.
Wait, have you been on board finance this whole time?
No.
No. you're-
There's different gaps, but
Okay,
it's,
so-
it's been,
So maybe this is just another gap.
it's been 14 years over accumulated 22.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
It's been an experience. I appreciate all the old Wellington Guard, all the old, what I'll call good old boys in Wellington Hillbillies that put me up to this and believed in us, and it's my family that we assimilated quite well, and yeah. I wish things were a little bit different, that were more like they were in 1976, even though that predates me, but that is my frame of reference. As I get there, I appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to do it, and
Thank you very much, Jack.
so with that, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn. Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Good night and goodbye.
That's a record.
19, that a record.
See?
Thank you. Your last day. The record.
Wow.
Take a time to go out here. Inside.